Hi. It's like 2:30 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. So I actually have been wanting to do something different for a while now. I kind of want to share my life stories and what I've come through, not from a place of poor me or victimhood or anything like that. I've always believed that there's power in our stories, in our life experiences. They're very, very powerful if we share them, because I feel like society pressures us to act like we have it all together, look really polished, and have this really pretty facade, like it's weakness to show anything other than absolute perfection or thriving. And that's just not true. It's not reality. And we all go through shit. Every single one of us goes through shit in our lives. So I have a deep well of experience and knowledge that comes with it from having gone through what I've gone through. And I thought it would be fun and creative to use tarot decks to kind of determine the topic for me to talk about. One of my favorite bars that I worked at was called Winkers. And it was a family. The grandpa started it, then the son, or it was 3 generations of men in their family got passed down. But it was such a fun, cool restaurant bar. It was a family restaurant by day and then a club by night. And it was bras hanging from the ceiling in the bar area, peanut shells all over the whole floor, the floors of the whole restaurant. And their logo was a kangaroo with its hands stuffed in its pockets, saying "grab your nuts." It said "grab your nuts," literally. And then my work attire, us bartenders had black tank tops that were super stretchy tight. I would stuff my bra with paper towels to give the girls a good extra oomph. Not that I needed it. It was so anyway. But the shirt said "whiskey makes me frisky." But it was such a fun bar to work at, and the owner would sit at the bar and just drink with his friends and be like, "Susie, tell us a story." And I'm like, "Give me a word." And I'm making martinis, pouring beers. I'm running down the bar working. I'm like, "Give me a word." And he'd throw just a random word out there, and I would tell the funniest stories just from randomness. Oh my gosh, 2244 on my phone right now. Anyway, I feel like the pasta deck. So, I've never done this before. We're just going to pull some cards and see what story comes out of my mouth. True stories. All right. 2:30 in the morning. Well, 2:20. It's 2:20 in the morning. Not quite 2:30. Close enough. Okay. The 3 of Cups. That's actually a pretty fitting card to what I was just discussing. The 3 of Cups is all about having a good time, enjoying someone's company, enjoying your friends, your social life, good conversations, just eat and be merry, basically. And look, they're dancing on top of a serving of lasagna. Now, the reversal meaning of this card means cancel plans, neglecting your social life. Basically, some readers read it as third-party situation, but technically the meaning of this card is enjoying the company of others. I'm trying to think how to spark a story with this. I don't know. The first thing that comes to my mind is my grandmother. I wonder if my mom can give me. My grandma put together an Italian cookbook of all. Now, she wasn't Italian; she was Swedish. But my mom's dad was full Italian. He actually passed away on 11/11. Isn't that crazy? On Veterans Day, and he was in the Navy. I lived with them for one summer when I was 17, and because my parents were fighting so much, I was like, get me the fuck out of here, get me out of here. So I just went to Colorado to go hang out with my grandparents for a summer, and I'm glad I did. And I was such a little goody-goody. I'm like, I'm not gonna have my first kiss till my wedding day, and I'm not gonna drink alcohol till I'm 21. And my grandpa had a 100-year-old bottle of whiskey, 100 years old. And to this day, I wonder if it was from that trip, because he said in his memoirs, like they brought back crates and crates of whiskey or whatever. And I saw the bottle. He was so mad at me too, because I was like, no, I'm not 21. I wouldn't drink this special moment. I regret that so much. 100-year-old whiskey with my grandpa. Anyway, but what came to mind was my grandma every day, without fail, she would go into the kitchen at noon and start prepping and cooking from scratch for dinner. They lived to be like 97, 98 years old. Gosh, they were amazing people. He was like Forrest Gump. He was like the real Forrest Gump. Well, that's not really accurate. I just mean when he ran for peace in like 1972, I think, from the East Coast to the West Coast. Like literally ran. And the news covered it, and he was in the papers. And he was a psychologist for a prison for inmates. He had so many stories. But anyway, this card, Storytime. My grandmother. When I was living in Colorado with my grandparents, my aunts and uncles lived there too. My uncle was like the town doctor. This little tiny town called Pagosa Springs. There was these natural hot springs that were absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. I got to house sit a bed and breakfast. My cousin and I started our own like catering company, and we got to we created our own menu and went grocery shopping, and we would put on dinners for all of like our grandparents' friends and social circle and the Humane Society. We did the fundraiser for the Humane Society and like other cool like kind of posh events. Like I didn't realize it at the time. I was like, yeah, fun, cool. But yeah, it's cool. But one time my grandma was cooking in the kitchen, and what made me think of this story, because they're dancing on lasagna, they've got their little glasses of wine, they're cheersing, and my aunt from Arizona, my mom's brother and his wife, and they're singers. Like they literally, that's all they've done their whole life is they play all over. They're pretty good too. Stalk their socials. I'm like, wow, they're just doing it. They're living the life. Like they're happy. They're like gregarious. They're always happy and just singing. That's what they do for a living. Husband and wife do. I think it's fantastic. But my aunt, I don't know how this happened. I think it was a wine glass. I don't know. Some kind of glass was on her seat, and she sat on it and crushed it and literally had shards of glass up her ass. Not in her butthole, but like pierced through the skin of her butt cheeks, and she had to go to the ER. That's not I didn't tell a really great story, did I? Anyway, it's kind of funny. Luann, I'm sorry if you ever see this someday. It's not funny. I'm sorry, but like, how did that happen? Who does that? How do you sit on a glass and break it? And I guess weirder things have happened, but damn. All right, enjoying the company and cheersing and yeah. I should tell you guys a story when I went off a cliff in Colorado.